Hi, ladies! Happy Tuesday! How are all of my friends? Ramona's here, Miss Jessica is here, Miss Katie is here, Miss Beth is here, Aunt Charlotte is here. Hello, ladies! I'm so glad you're here. I am so happy it's Tuesday. I really am. I have been looking forward to tonight's live. I don't know, for a couple days now. I'm trying to remember. I feel like it's been a couple days that I've been really excited about it. I've just been excited to chat with everybody and hang out with everybody and just talk about all of the things. Just all of the things. So hopefully you guys have had a good Tuesday so far. It doesn't seem like a Tuesday. It really doesn't. I have been like, hi, Miss Joanna. I've been kind of off on what day it is ever since, well, actually, even like on the road trip. Oh, yes. Grumpy Bear, oops, over the shoulder. Grumpy Bear is in the background. It's unintentional and yet it's kind of intentional, I realized. I actually had just kind of set him on that shelf and he was not sitting up. And then I just sat him up, not even sure if he was going to show. But you're right, he is right there. Grumpy Bear. I have to post a picture. I actually bought a multi-pack of the Care Bears at Walmart when I went to do returns the other day, because it was on clearance and it had Love-A-Lot Bear that Katie got. There was only one of that one. And I don't feel like I see Love-A-Lot as often in this size. And so I really wanted it. And then it has a couple other cute bears that I don't have. And so it was a good deal. So I grabbed it. So I have to take a picture and then I'm going to put them out on my shelves. So yes, ever since we've been on, like we were on the road trip and at the retreat, and then even when I first got home, like the days have just been really strange, which sometimes happens to me anyway, being a teacher and being off for summer vacation. I don't always necessarily know the days, but it has seemed really different this summer. This summer. That sounded weird. So yes, I was excited though to do tonight's live. Probably because after being able to be with ladies in person for like so many days, there's that even more like of the desire to connect with everybody, so that's probably part of it, even though this is a different connecting, because we're not talking face to face per se. I'm talking and you're typing and I'm reading it, but it still is connection. So I'm still excited. I have lots of things I want to talk about this evening. Lots of good, a little bit that's, not necessarily bad, but just some real life stuff. So I've got on my Bucky's shirt, one of my Bucky's shirts. This one was a cute, like, watermelon summery one. I cut the neck. It just had one of those where it, like, it's a thick, yes, Ramona, I did. It's one of, like, a thick shirt. And so the collar was pretty close. Plus it was thick and it was double stitched. And I just can't, over 40, forget it. And so I cut it so that I could wear it more comfortably. So, yes, I did. Thank you. My Bucky's things. Bucky's was an adventure. I like Bucky's. It's fun to go to. I do wish we maybe had one like a little bit closer that could be like hit on other like road trips and things and not like as far away as they are, because it would be fun to go to, not like all of the time, but sometimes. But alas, we don't have any around here, at least not yet. There's saltwater taffy that I bought too, like the flavored ones. So it's a package that has buttered popcorn, cotton candy, bubble gum. Oh, and it's funny, I didn't realize. I think the one is red licorice, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not even trying that one. I'll just save all that for you, Katie. I'll just give it to you. Here you go. I guess I could try one and see if it's okay in saltwater taffy, but um, I don't like red licorice. Oh, Ramona, you're back. Yeah. Well, Ramona, we had a little bit of room since we drove. Um, even though I don't know what happened because we kept saying like, "Oh, the car's gonna be so empty on the way home," because like all of the things that we were like giving out and getting rid of, all the door prizes and all the swag and the 2 containers of the different caboodles, the real caboodles and the nameplate caboodles. I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna be empty. Like we weren't empty," and hi, Miss Stephanie, and then we tried to like. And then we did more, we did more shopping on the way home. We went to Target and Daiso and Cracker Barrel. I mean, just silly. Oh, there's people walking. So if I have to mute for a second because the dogs go cocoa bananas, that's why. It's okay, girls. The microphone does a really good job of clearing around background noise, but it picks up the dogs and they get really loud in the microphone. So we think that we have homes for all 4 of our baby black kitties that we have been fostering, which is wonderful news. As much as you guys, they're the cutest, sweetest little things, and it's gonna be very hard to let them go because we spend time with them. Like, my husband's super attached, I'm super attached, my daughter's super attached. Like, they curl up on us, they love seeing us, they are just the cutest things. But we already have 4 cats, and we definitely, aren't going to do 8 cats in the house. So we're pretty sure we have finalized some homes for them, and they're actually going to go in pairs, which is what was my dream, because I really prefer when siblings, especially kittens, can go together. It's better for them, it's better for the people. So I'm taking 2 of the girls tomorrow and dropping them off with actually one of my students. She reached out to me via social media, and her mom are all in. So I'm going to go drop 2 baby girls off tomorrow. And then I know poor Katie wanted to take all 4 of them, but, it's hard when you have other cats in the mix. And then Emily's friends who actually live in the neighborhood are planning to take the 1 boy and the 1 girl. So I think so it'd be very bittersweet because they're so sweet and so cute. But it's also been another big time commitment because they eat 3 times a day, and their litter boxes need to be changed very consistently because they've got the baby poopies right now, so it gets gross. And they sleep in a crate because we can't leave them just in case they get into anything. So that has to be all changed out every other day, and then we need we spend time with them, which is wonderful. But it's also there's only so many things I can do downstairs in my basement. And leading up to the retreat, it was great on the one hand. Did lots of tying things and sorting things and putting things together while I hung out with them. And it was great when I first got back and I was super tired and I could be like, well, I'm spending time with the baby kitties, and I could just lay on the couch and let them sleep on me. But now that I'm feeling better and I really need to get stuff done around here. The house just kind of went to the shambles over this last year with everything that I was trying to do. So I was really working in my craft room today. So it'll be good. It'll be really good for them. Yes, I'm really glad that they can go in pairs. Oh, Stephanie, you guys went to Buc-ee's on the way to the airport. Awesome. It's a fun place. It really is. It's really fun. It is really, really fun. So that's the update on the baby kitties. I'm going to turn my fan on real quick. I'm a little hot. That's the update on the baby kitties. So hopefully their homes work out really well for them. And it's kind of cool if it's people that I know, because then I can maybe ask them every so often to just kind of send me pictures and, let me know how they're doing. Because, the other things that I have on my kind of to-do list or, to talk about this evening, I want to talk a little bit about the pop-up shop that I am planning to have for the Little Red House. If you watched my Twitch that I did on, what day did I do that? Saturday? Yes, Saturday. I don't know what day it is. Saturday, I did a live and I unveiled or showed the haul of all my stuff from Little Craft Place and all my stuff from Daiso. So one of the companies at Little Craft Place is the Little Red House, and I absolutely love their stuff. I bought not quite everything from Little Craft Place from their line, but I bought a lot and then found that I can purchase it wholesale. And so there's lots of things that I would like to add into my collection. So I want to offer that to all of you ladies. I am going to do it, and I will post about this in Mighty Networks with details, but I am going to do the pop-up shop in Mighty Networks instead of on my website because I want to keep it really easy for all of you when you're shopping. See, and I said, I'm going to talk about it. Well, apparently I'm going to talk about it right now as opposed to later. I want to keep it really streamlined and easy shopping for all of you ladies, especially being able to break it down by category, which all of those things are available on my website, but I don't know how to do all those features just yet. And my son had not initially set my website up for like major e-commerce. So like when I added all that simple story stuff and he thought I was going to add like 10 things and I added like 88, it totally like threw him for a loop and he had to do a quick patch, or he would have crashed the whole site and it would have just been crazy. Let's see. See, I passed on the t-shirt with the camper on it just because the color kept throwing me. And so that was the only reason that I didn't buy that one. But it was super cute. You wore your Bucky shirt to go grocery shopping tonight. That's so fun. Their shirts are cute. And it's funny because Allie, who lives in Texas, that was at the retreat, like her and her daughter, they collect them. Like they literally have all these Bucky shirts, like, cause and I'm like, that is kind of cool. Like it would be kind of cool to have something like that here. Yeah, I know. I really wanted that one. But at the same time, I was afraid that, like, anyway. So I will do it in Mighty Networks because then I can break everything down by category. So, like, washi tape, I will put all of the washi tape together so that it'll be, like, the size of washi and how much it is. And then I will list independently all of the different washi patterns that you can purchase. And then I will do like letter sets and things like that. So that way I think it'll help everybody to shop accordingly, especially ladies who maybe know that like their focus is washi, that some of the other things would be cute, but they might not use it the same. They can really focus on that, then they can check the other areas, and if there's something they really want, they can grab it. And or if you're like me, where you're kind of a collection person too, and you're like, okay, I love this animal, and this animal, I can, go through each section and know that like, okay, here's all the washi that is cat washi, and now please know, I am not going to offer every single thing that's available because they have hundreds of items, especially if you break it down. Like they have cards, like, different, they have some Christmas cards, some greeting cards, some happy birthday cards, get well cards. So I'm going to focus on kind of the things that I think are the most popular. Yes, they do have stamps, Joanna, and that is one of the things that I did not see any stamps at whatever craft place. It could be that they were sold out or that I missed them. But I did not see any, and they do have wooden stamps, and some of them are super cute. So I will definitely have some wooden stamps, and they're not real expensive. So I am going to, I'm going to have the stamps, and I'm going to have lots of washi and stickers and sticky notes and lots of things like that. And I will also put up there, what I'm going to do is I debated, but because I only got so much feedback, which is fine, but I only got so much feedback, and it was kind of split, like, from either like I want all the things, or like a couple of animals that were chosen, and like two people that I think said washi. I'm gonna do it as a pre-order, so I will put up the pop shop. I'm gonna leave it open for probably 3 to 4 days, and then I will just then I will order everything. So that way that, like, it shouldn't be sold out, and I'm going to process it, I'll be able to do it quickly. And then that way, as soon as it comes, I can ship it out to everyone. Because, I just trying to guess and going ahead and being like, well, I'll just order, this washi, and I'll order these pouches, and they had tote bags. And so some things where, and I can list those because those are smaller quantities on Faire. That's the other nice thing is, like, washi is a case of 6 rolls, which is fine. But like the pouches and the tote bags, it's just a case of 2. So even if it's only one person that's interested, it's still not terrible, because I can always, once things arrive, then, offer things to other individuals who maybe missed out or now have decided they really want it. Yeah, so pouches and stamps, I know. I was looking. You bought 5. Let's see. How many t-shirts did I buy in Texas? Because I bought 2 at the Glamp Inn, because I hadn't bought any the last time I stayed there, and I had kind of wanted to. So this time I bought 2 t-shirts from the Glamp Inn, and then I bought, I think I bought 3 Buc-ee's shirts. So I think I also bought 5 shirts. I'd have to double check, but I think I also bought 5 shirts. Hi, Julie. Yeah, I think I also bought 5. I think. So I will post the details in Mighty Networks to go over the details of the pop-up shop. But that's my plan, I will create it as an event in Mighty Networks, and I will have each topic will be a different category. So washi, pouches, stamps, that kind of thing, with the details of, like, essentially what it is. And then other than, like, the stamps, because they do range in price, because some of them are a single stamp and some are actually like a little set of 3 stamps. And that way I can do it all in kind of the description of the topic, and then just list everything out separately. I think it'll be easier shopping for all of you ladies, just with what the product is, than trying to maneuver on my website, because, again, I don't know how to use some of the features on my website, and my son has just been super, super busy trying to play catch up on all of the things in our yard that he does, since, he got all these trees, he's been planting trees, and trying to, like, really just make our yard, like, more self-sufficient. So we do have all these beautiful plants and things, but I kill things that are plants. Not intentionally, but I do. So he's super busy with that. Plus he works. Plus, he's supposed to be on, like, summer break, and he'll go back before we know it. So anyway, I don't want to, like, add anything to his plate when I can just do it in Mighty Networks. Oh, Julie, you're on your evening walk. That's awesome. So that was one thing I planned to talk about, which, now that I talked about it, ta-da! As many of you know, this weekend is the virtual version of the Crafty Girls Just Want to Have Fun retreat. So that will kick off Thursday. Everybody that attended the in-person should have received a invite to join the virtual group. And anyone who paid for the virtual should have gotten an invite to the group. And the schedule was posted today, of what the weekend looks like. So that's all there. If you have any questions, please let me know. My overall goal was really to focus on the community and the connecting and, like, the inspiration and encouragement and all of that, of having that opportunity. So I'm not bogging it down with a bunch of classes and things like that. I'm not sure. I did reach out to Shauna, but I know she was away for her birthday weekend. Yay, Miss Stephanie is a new follower. Thank you. Miss Shauna was away for the weekend for her birthday. Her birthday was yesterday. So I had asked her if she would be interested in kind of doing a little bit of a talk this weekend. I'm not sure if she will or not. If she would like to, that'll be great. I'll let you know what time, we're going to add that in. Otherwise, I will probably just talk about it a little bit in one of the lives that I do, just for the ladies that weren't in person, especially just to kind of talk about her goal with her permission slips. And then I know that Rebecca Hood had said she was planning to make a video of the necklaces that we made. So I just have to see if that'll happen to be ready for this weekend, but that would be something you could do on your own time as well. So whether it's there this weekend or not, I can always just add it to the group. So the schedule is there. I am excited. It's just another opportunity for us to spend a lot of time together. So that's really cool. The other event that I wanted to just mention on, but I will talk about next Tuesday for sure, like the finalized, like more final details, is in September. I still want to do a virtual event to put together a planner, but not just put together the planner, do some reflection and some discussing and figuring out like what we want our December to look like, and how we've been successful at it before or how we haven't been successful, and so how can we set ourselves up to make it what we want it to be, not necessarily by overdoing things, but just really zeroing in on what is it we want and how do we do that. And so creating this planner space, talking about things, and even going out and finding the things and creating some timetables and some calendar things before December to get it all set up. So it's much more than like, hi, Miss Tara. It's much more than like setting up a planner. I was going to talk about it in more detail this evening, but there's still a couple things that I need to finalize for myself as far as like what format I'm doing it in and all of that kind of stuff. And so I was like, I'll just kind of put that reminder out there that I am going to have that, and that'll be available soon for purchase. And I'll also add it into, if anyone was going to use the Mix and Mingle collection from Simple Stories, that I have to close that order, that and the Halloween stuff launches in August, or ships to retailers in August. So I need to close that down. I will probably close it down on Friday, actually, this Friday, so that then I can put in my order on Saturday, because Sunday is actually my hubby's and my wedding anniversary. We're not traveling this year or anything, but I really want to just spend the day with him. Like, even though it's very casual and low-key this year, I don't want to have anything kind of, Pink Crafty Cottage or anything like that on the schedule after, being gone and all of that kind of stuff. So, so I will put that in Mighty Networks, though. Thank you. It's going to be 24 years. 24 years. So I will put that in information in Pink Crafty Cottage that Friday, like at midnight, will be the last day to purchase the Simple Stories Halloween collection that I have available on my website, and the Mix and Mingle, if you're interested. Thank you for the anniversary wishes. Oh my goodness gracious. Do you have flooding at your house, Tara? I didn't realize that you were having flooding in your area. I missed that somehow. Oh, okay, good. No flooding there. That is very good. The other thing that I want to talk about, and I went back and forth a little bit about whether I even wanted to kind of open this up and talk about it or not. But there's a couple reasons that I decided I am going to talk a little bit about, oh, that's so cute. Even Tara's like, I didn't know about any flooding. Okay, now I don't feel so bad. I thought, oh my gosh, what have I missed? And Tara, were you like, in harm's way and I didn't know? Apparently it's not that bad. By Tara. I debated because, as you hopefully know, my goal is typically to be a place of happiness and encouragement and positivity. Like that is my goal. Um, so there are times when even if I've had kind of a bad day or I've had a difficult day on a Tuesday, I typically don't let that show. I might touch on what it was, like depending if it's a little something and I'm a little lesser than, normal. Um, and that's just how I am in life too. I'm the type of person like at work that I could be having the worst day. And, if a colleague of mine, especially a colleague that like, I know we're not like super close. If they're like, "Hi, how are you?" I'm going to say, "I'm good," or "I'm fine," or "How are you?" Like, they're not going to know that I'm having a super bad day because I don't want to put that on someone else. Doesn't mean that I don't talk to certain people truthfully, like, and authentically and like share, but in just my day to day, that's just how I am. Oh, you didn't scare everybody, Stephanie. We're glad that you're on top of your game and you know what's happening. Well, apparently, I have been either in my basement with baby keys or cleaning my craft room, totally oblivious to the world around me. Oblivious. Um, but I also like to be very authentic with you guys, and I like to be transparent. And I know that from certain conversations, like even when I was talking about kind of giving the explanation of how it works to like purchase things retail the one day, and I really kind of went into it. I know many of you were like, "Oh, we really appreciate that you shared that with us," because like if you don't have to do it, you have no idea, right? So I have been doing a lot of reflecting. I'm in this very like interesting place of reflecting with like this big, huge, retreat being over and done, right? Um, and with that, there's actually been a couple things that have like just occurred. And so I debated sharing a little bit behind the scenes of kind of the hardships of running a community, creating a community and then running it. And I decided that I was going to share. I was going to share authentically, give a little bit of insight, not call anybody out specifically, like names or things like that. That's not who I am. And also, I've been listening to, it's been like 2 weeks now, but I've been listening to a storyteller's podcast, which I still highly recommend. And I really love hearing each of the guests, as well as Veronica, who is the hostess, their backstory when they talk about, their history with scrapbooking and documenting and how they got into it and how they've evolved or when they maybe stopped and then picked it back up. And like, I find it fascinating. And some of it, is difficult that they share. You know what I mean? There's different reasons, Veronica used to own a business. Like she used to do physical product. And why she stopped doing it because it got to the point where she was literally like, because it was her livelihood, like pushing product on people. And that wasn't what she wanted to do. That wasn't who she was. And so I find it very fascinating. And so I really debated because there's been some really tough moments over the last 2 years that I've run the Pink Crafty Cottage. I do too, Stephanie. Yeah. So I'm going to give you a little insight on some of the hurdles that have been the hardest. As many of you know, or some of you know, I had a hard time in the beginning, even calling Pink Crafty Cottage a business, because to me, business was like a dirty word. Like it had negative connotations because my goal when I opened the Pink Crafty Cottage was genuinely not to make money. Like that was not my number one goal. My number one goal was just this desire to have this space where ladies in all different seasons, all different lives, all different walks of life, all different, would be encouraged, like, your story matters, please tell it, share it, document it. Whether that is, truly like hardcore scrapbooking or junk journaling or memory planning or but like tell your story and tell your everyday story, because I went through that season where I like Hi, Miss Joy. Yes, community building. I went through that season where I was like scrapbooking my kids' lives, and everything was, sorry, my daughter. I was, scrapbooking their lives, 12 by 12 albums, and it was all about like, once it was past their like first year where you do all sorts of pictures, the focus seemed to more be on like the big events, the holidays, the birthdays, the field trips, that kind of thing. And I had this shift once they hit a certain age, and it was like, what am I going to document now? Or, well, what am I going to scrapbook now? Even though I was behind and I still needed to do plenty with theirs. And that was when I came into the whole like documenting, different than scrapbooking in my personal view. The Becky Higgins, the Allie Edwards, week in the life, day in the life, documenting your day to day. And I found it just amazing. And I wish I had learned it much sooner, because I wasn't documenting as much of their day to day and our day to day as I wish I had, because so much of it wasn't our day to day forever. It was only for a season. It was for a couple months. It was maybe for a school year. And I wish I had some of those pictures and some of those stories, because now it's all just like these, little glimpses maybe. And maybe something was caught in a different photo. Like, oh, they were into whatever, because you can see the toys in the background and you can see what they got for Christmas. But there weren't the stories of what they were playing with, how they were playing with it, how they had it set up, all of that kind of stuff, or what their favorite food was, or what our daily routine looked like. So, anywho, that's really why I started the community. That's what I wanted it to be about. Now, I love themes. And I love then hosting like themed things. So that was kind of the next natural, okay, well, I'm going to bring everybody together, but to maybe kind of help people, help them get into the, like, let's document things. Well, what do I document? Well, what am I going to take a picture of, or taking selfies or things like that? Like, let's do some themes where it's fun, but we're still digging deep a little bit, and deciding, when I first started out, like this or that, like, do I wear a baseball hat or do I wear a sun hat, was one of them with my first sandbox gathering. Like, so eventually it did start to be a little bit business out of, there's a certain necessity, that it's like, okay, well, if you're putting in all this time and there's a certain cost, right? There's some equipment. Of course, I have fantastic equipment because that's my husband who was like, he follows people on Twitch and was like, well, you need 2 screens and you need this monitor just to keep up with your chat. And you need this and you need this and you need all this stuff. I love all of you to pieces. Mind you, right now I have like around 20-ish people in my chat. Not like the people he has, or that my husband watches, that have, 20,000 watching their stream at one time. And the chat's like, but still amazing. I know, he's amazing, Stephanie. He's been super supportive. So there became that fine line of like, okay, well, you know what, to at least like pay for some of the things, and I stepped up and like did Mighty Networks, and to do all the things I want to do with Mighty Networks, it's the premium package, it's not the free version, it's the top of the line, because that's what I want to be able to do the things. To do the Zooms, you can't have the free one unless you want every single thing to be 45 minutes long and then be like, bye, I gotta go. So there's just all those things, and then things that go along with being on Twitch. Like, Twitch is free, but to get it to a certain extent. So anywho, yes, he watches gamers. He does. I mean, he watches some other people too, but he watches gamers. And he watches some big names, which is great because, again, it's, So I did get to a point where, okay, well, it would be nice. Hi, Dash. Dash is making his appearance for the evening. Can you please lay down so that your tail is not in my face? That would be great. Okay, lay down. Thank you. Oh, that's so fun. They watch people play Minecraft. It's really, and there are other crafters on there. There are other crafters. There are planners. There are journal people. I was gonna say journalists, but I didn't want it to like people who journal. There is more crafting people that are on there, got cat fur on me. So as many of you know, or as some of you know, I shouldn't always just imply that, because I know I have some ladies that are a little bit newer to me, or at least to the pink, like to being kind of in the Pink Crafty Cottage and stuff. My goal was never about money. It still isn't about money. It really isn't. It's been a very slippery slope for me, because on the one hand, it's like it would be nice for my time and for my energy and for some of the things that do cost to at least have a little bit of revenue coming in to kind of offset that. It hit a real pinnacle a few months ago. I was really struggling because I was seeing kind of what was taking place like in my closest, kind of competition. I don't like that word either, because there's room for all of us. And it was like I was struggling, and I was debating like, okay, like the big difference happens to be like printables that go along with everything. And I'm not an illustrator. I am not a designer. I don't do that. I'm not a graphic artist. My husband was really great and let me know. I feel like I've gone off on a tangent, people, but I promise I'm coming back. He was really great, and he's like, well, you've got essentially two options, and you just need to decide if this is like, you want this to be like a money making business, and you feel like that's what you need to be in the game, then you need to create your business plan, and you need to hire someone who does that for you. If you just want this to be, and not just, but if you want this to be a community, and you just love being able to do the Twitch lives and host people in Zooms and have mighty networks for the different things, he's like, then stop comparing yourself and stop stressing and stop letting it get to you so much. He's like, we can afford to pay for mighty networks for the year and to pay for Zoom and those key pieces without you having to make money. Just a huge blessing. Oh, your husband already knew. Yeah. Well, that's just it. My husband was like, when I was like looking at stuff, because I started my lives on Instagram before I even opened Pink Crafty Cottage. I was doing a bunch of lives. And then I opened Pink Crafty Cottage, and I was still doing my lives on Instagram. And then I created a Facebook group, and I was doing my lives on Facebook. But then Facebook hated me because I didn't like Facebook, and so they didn't like me either. And so, he kept like, my husband was like, Twitch is the best streaming platform, period. Like, it is the best streaming platform. So here we are. We're on Twitch. So I have been happily at a place where I'm okay if I'm not like making a bunch of money doing the Pink Crafty Cottage. At the same time, there are things that I would like to offer, and I've been finding my way and trying to kind of figure that out, by offering, some different virtual classes that, again, like if it's a virtual event or something like that, is going to take a certain amount of time from me. If I'm putting together a physical product collection, it's going to take some time. I decided to step out and try offering some of the simple stories stuff with some of the collections that had been released that would also go along with things that I was doing in person. Like the Let's Get Crafty and Let's Go felt like it tied in with the road trip and the retreat. And then I really liked the vintage Christmas stuff. Of course, the Disney stuff is cute. And then the Mix and Mingle, is a pink Christmas collection. Being very honest, I have a feeling that after this Simple Stories order, I'm not necessarily going to offer Simple Stories stuff for everyone. Not because I don't like their product, but because so far for me, I actually have not been in a place where it's even a break even for me with the Simple Stories, just based on the quantities that are being ordered and the quantities I need to purchase of things. It's not a win-win for me, and that's okay. Because again, I'm coming more into my own of being really truly myself and knowing a little bit more seem dashy of what I want to do with the Pink Crafty Cottage and the kinds of things I want to offer that aren't necessarily things that you can just go grab from 10 other places. So like, why do you need to get it from me? Whereas offering and creating and putting together things that you can't get everywhere else, Dasha, you're so sweet, but you're really kind of distracting me. If you guys could see him, he's literally like upside down. Oh, now you can see him. He's like rubbing. So there's a lot of exciting, fun things to come, moving forward. So what I wanted to share with you, though, is some of the things that really I didn't expect and have been really hard to deal with and have really set me questioning sometimes if I should even stick with this. But then, hi, TMT 1329. I know, my little cat paw. But I always come back to the small victories, remembering like the ladies who like normally weren't doing any sort of selfies, that were taking cute selfies at the first virtual event that I did and posting them and sharing and laughing and having fun. And just the ladies that have let me know how I've, inspired them or helped them, and just seeing the connections in the community, and just a lot of it brings me a ton of joy. And so I don't want to, oh, hi, Miss Teresa. Okay, I was like, I don't know who that is. I don't want to close the doors on the Pink Crafty Cottage. I know that I need to do a little shifting, and not try to be maybe something that I'm not, and really just do my own thing, and keep it a little bit simple, if that makes sense. And not simple in a boring way, but sometimes I overthink things. So I totally expected that, along the way, people would, come into the community and, stay for a little while and then leave for any number of reasons. Maybe it's not their favorite place, or maybe it's just not the fave out of the other ones that they're in. I get we can't do all the things. And hi, Miss Robin. Oh, no, you're not losing me. I promise. I promise. You guys are not losing me. I'm just kind of, thank you, Miss Katie. I'm just kind of really trying to, I tried a lot of things. I tried a lot of things in my first 2 years, and y'all, I didn't have a business plan. Hello, I have ADHD, and I like everything to be cute and over the top, and I want to spoil everybody regardless of if it fits in the budget or not. So no, I am not going anywhere. I'm absolutely not going anywhere. And I really actually feel very, I don't want to say confident in a bad way, but I feel very confident that I'm finally starting to find my footing to move forward and really focus on the community and things that really lend themselves to the community, not necessarily again, trying to make money. Not that I have been doing that, trying to make money, or trying to just offer too many things that aren't me. Oh my gosh, he just is not giving up. Thank you, Miss Joy. Yes, the Pink Crafty Cottage is very, very, very open and accepting. I want anyone who wants to be here to be here. So I fully expected, that people would come and go. It happens. I've done it myself. It's 1 minute it's your favorite group and you're all in, and then sometimes life steers you that you're not part of the group because you don't have the time, or your style changes, or your crafting changes, or just any number of things. Yes, right, Stephanie? Yes, all over the place. So I was fully expecting an ebb and flow of people, right? That didn't surprise me. The things that I have struggled with, and again, I am not going to give names, and I'm not trying to call anybody out, but I want to be authentic, and I just want to share a little bit too about how difficult certain things have been and things that have really surprised me, especially because a couple things just happened and it really threw me for a curve, and I'm working really hard to then focus on the positives and the people that are here for me, that love me. Yes, or your kids go crazy. So I didn't expect how things would change, even just kind of stepping into the sudden role of business owner, when it came to some of the ladies that I was following and I was friends with and I was a part of, I wasn't ready for the sudden shift of like, hey, wait a minute, I still like share their stuff and support them, and they never share anything of mine, they never join anything of mine, they never do anything with me, which again, it just was a learning thing, and that it was a little bit, but and then I became competition, which really threw me because, again, it was like, that's not what I'm trying to do, and I'm not identical to any other group that's out there. Not because, oh, I'm so special, but just I'm not. Like, the things that I was doing and the things that I offer are not identical. So, and again, there's room for all of us. So that was a little tricky. I've had some things that were done that were pretty intentional to try and counter what I was doing, which is really hard because, again, that's not who I am. I had a couple of people even just fall off the face of the planet when it came to my design team. Like, they were technically on it, technically got stuff from me, and then didn't do anything with it, didn't like share or support the event, and they just were kind of gone.
Never let me go again by myself.
Why?
Because I just realized I left a whole bag there of groceries I bought. Like all my acai bowls that I
Oh, well, back you go.
I'm not going back tonight.
Well, you need to at least call them so that they put the stuff. So, like, they know when you go to pick it back. Like, when we go tomorrow, you have to at least call them. Oh my gosh. She went to Target by herself and forgot a bag there. So, like, it just wasn't something I was expecting. You know what I mean? It just was like that. I wasn't expecting that. And it was difficult. A couple, like, literally, like, gone, blocked, no idea. Like, no idea. No idea. One, it was a little bit different, and, like, there's still, like, nice comments and conversations here or there, but it's also kind of like what happened? Like, I'm not sure. And there's been, different things. And, did they? I talk with my hands, and the more into something I get, the more I talk with my hands. So it's been a really bumpy road. Like, again, and I'm not necessarily the only one. I'm sure that other ladies have seen it, dealt with it. I don't have a very thick skin on the one hand, so when things, I take some things very personally that aren't necessarily intended to be personal. It, sometimes it more just has to do with, like, that's not creepy at all.
This one had an Ulta.
Oh. Lisa Frank makeup. Okay, I'm in the middle of, like, a really good story, though, so.
Keep talking while I open it.
She's going to open it real quick. Then I'll finish my story, because there's like, a little bit more. Super cute. Those are very pretty, but very bright. I would definitely have a hard time wearing those colors. It's very cute, though.
Will you have me call when you're done?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, sorry. Hello. Welcome to the chat. Emily and Charlotte says hi.
Hello.
She said hello if you couldn't hear her. She bought it at Target. You bought that at Target, right?
Huh?
You bought that at Target? Oh, she bought it at Target, but it's the Target has, like, an Ulta section now. So it's technically, it's Morph brand, which you can buy on their website. You can buy Morph on Morph's website, and they often have coupons and deals and stuff like that, because she used to be very into Morph brand, so I would get stuff that way for, like, Christmas and stuff. But she got it at Target, but it's in the Ulta section. So it depends on the Target, probably, if it's big enough to have that section. Isn't the Lisa Frank tiger so cute? So cute. Okay. Um, oh, so, it's been a bumpy road because I'm flawed, totally flawed. I know that. I've struggled with getting things out on time. I've struggled with, um, always budgeting the best, and like that genuinely has only affected me. It never has affected my customers. you know, my crafty chicks. It's only ever affected me, because it just means that like I've spent too much and haven't made enough. For what I charge, because again, I love to go above and beyond. I love to go over the top. And one thing that I have learned, yay, hi, thank you for following, is that I would buy all the things for an event, for a kit that I was going to create. And I would buy all the things and buy all the things and buy all the things. And then I'd be like, okay, I got to put kits together. And I would sit down and then be like, oh, awesome. Doc Cinco is your husband. Well, hello, Doc Cinco. I would be like, well, what am I doing with all these things? And so that was where I ended up like messing up the budget, because it's like I would decide how I was then going to use these things to make something personalized in my way. And so then I'd need to go buy like the basics to make that happen. And of course, then I need to like, oh, this is what I want to do. But now I've got to take this item and turn it into this for, 10 people, 15 people, 20 people, whatever it is. So that was also where my timelines got messed up. So I'm flawed. I did not get things out as quickly as I should. Shipping, I've gotten much better about, but it for a while it was like this weird, and I talked to some other people, it was this weird thing with like ADHDers. Like, no matter if it was like 9 o'clock in the morning and the post office doesn't close until, 4:30, I would like panic about like quickly getting that box together. And then it's like it's not put together the way I wanted to. It's not as pretty as I wanted to. So there was a whole lot of stuff behind that. So I'm super flawed, and that has been an issue. And that was why some ladies like just, I wasn't for them. I wasn't their cup of tea. I wasn't, as this, and that's totally fine. Oh, I'm so happy that you do. I had so much fun with the Sandbox Gathering. I've had a lot of fun with pretty much everything that I've done. So the biggest thing I tried to do, obviously, was this retreat that I just did. And I am really happy that I did this past retreat. I'm really happy that I did it at the Glamp Inn, because I think the Glamp Inn is just a really unique, amazing space. As I've mentioned, for a bunch of different reasons, I won't do something there on an annual basis or anything. It's really far from me. It is an expensive venue. It needs to be, based on their overhead and all the things that they have to take care of. But it's an expensive venue, and it's far from me. And I was not financially successful with this last one, which those of you that were there pretty much know, because it came up in different conversations. And that's on me. However, I really believe that it was a successful retreat. That's what I've heard. That's what I've been told by multiple people. And thankfully, I have people in my life that didn't even attend that, have been like, well, I hope that outside of the things that didn't go exactly how you wanted, or the fact that it wasn't like a financial good thing for you, you can still see like that it was a success. Like, you pulled it off. You did this, really big thing. But that being said, I, within the last couple of days, had 2 individuals who judged and criticized how I budgeted for the retreat. And because of that, wanted no association with the Pink Crafty Cottage anymore. And it was really hard, because on the one hand, it was like, well, maybe I didn't, but it wasn't that I didn't budget well and anybody went without. The glamping got paid. Everybody had good food. Lots of stuff. I think it was awesome. The only person that financially didn't do well was me, because I tried to do too much. I tried to have it for the size of 36, and that didn't happen. Yeah, So it's been a tough like week since I got back. And again, I'm not telling you this because I'm trying to call anybody out. I'm telling you because it was weighing so much on me as I was thinking through things. And I thought I'm kind of really pushing past it and looking at the positive. And I have so much that I want to do. And I know personally, um, I know that was the other, like, the kind of person that I am is it's like part of me was like a bit devastated and a bit hurt. The other part of me was like, no offense, it's none of your business. The only time it would be your business is if you attended and got screwed. Like that you were like, what exactly did I pay for? And then you were like, and she just bought a new car or something like that, right? Like then it would maybe be your business. Um, lame. I love that. Lame. Um, so yes, Aunt Charlotte, I kind of agree with you. I really do. Um, so that being said, like it's been a turbulent or difficult time running a community. And I just figured like some of you would find that interesting in hearing this and just kind of knowing that on the one hand, there's all the things that you maybe could imagine or could anticipate. You know what I mean? You can anticipate that not everybody's going to like me. I get that. You know, I totally get that. In real life, not everybody likes me. You know, I'm either too nice or I'm too loud or I'm, you know, too flaky with my ADHD. There's a million different things. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. And even like community wise, you know, I have had people when I did the one event, like they actually complained that the classes were all live. They would have preferred if all of the classes had been pre recorded. And I was like, well, I'm sorry. My goal with this particular event was that they were recorded, like so you could watch them later. But it was like, okay, well, I can't even like, you know, like again, you can go watch a ton of pre-recorded stuff. This is intentionally like live, and yet for that particular person, it didn't make them happy. You know what I mean? So like I'm expecting those kinds of things. You know, what I'm not expecting is that people that like have said they are your friend and have done lots of things and been on your committees or, you know, been on your design team and you have, you know, they've been in events for free, you have sent them, you know, kits for free and not even having demand. Like I don't have demands like other design teams. I don't. I'm like, use it, have fun with it, share some pictures. Like that's what it is. That I also like, I love to send gifts to people and I love to, you know, like all of that. It's like, those are the kinds of things I did not see coming. Um, no, I can't please everyone all of the time. I know. Um, oh, well, thank you. And that's the thing is you know, at the end of the day, on the one hand, like I'm just a regular crafty girl like everybody else, you know? Um, I mean, you guys, many of you know I tease because I tell my family, I'm like, I'm kind of a big deal. But I'm not. Like, I am a high school teacher by day. I am a mom. I'm a wife. And I love crafting. And I'm not afraid to, you know, be in front of people, making a fool of myself. um, and I love to encourage and I love to be positive and I love for you guys to just like do your thing. So I share those things just to be a little bit transparent that it can be really difficult to be on this side of things, even though I don't feel like I'm on this side of things. It's kind of like when I'm teaching and they're like, well, you're an expert in your field. And I'm like, who are you talking to? Like, I am not an expert in my field. Are you kidding? I know enough, but I'm not an expert. Um, so I just wanted you guys to know a little bit of that insight. And no, I'm not going anywhere because you guys bring me so much joy. You guys bring me so much joy. I am looking forward to continuing to host virtual events. I am looking forward to hosting Zoom craft alongs because it is way more fun to craft with other people. And the benefit when it's virtual is that you can still be in your own space and have all of your things and not be away from home and not have to figure out what to pack and all of that kind of stuff and still be able to connect and have a great time. I plan to continue to offer a lot of things that are free and just to be a part of. I'm still figuring out, there will be certain things that have a small cost, again, just to try and offset some of the costs that I spend. I sweetly have had some ladies, in the past be like, can't you just do Pink Crafty Cottage full time and stop teaching? Only if you guys want to pay my salary. Like if you want to, offset that, which that pretty much quiets everybody down right away. So I'm not looking for this to, replace my teaching salary. And actually, as I've told people, I wouldn't leave, even if this grew. I mean, if this suddenly grew and I was the next, I don't know, Allie Edwards. I don't even know how much she makes or anything like that. But if I was the next like Allie Edwards and I was making X amount, quite honestly, I don't believe that I would leave teaching, because the longer I teach, the less ridiculous requirements I have, like tedious things. Like starting this coming year, I don't have to like turn in the obligatory like lesson plans and some of those things that just are just like, you do the stuff, like you do stuff anyway, but having to do certain little things, like that's just an example. Like I will have to do less and less and less and less of that. I will have more and more and more time that I can take off if I need for like in-person retreats. Not to mention I already get all of this time off with the summers and everything else, but also the stability of not only the salary, but like my retirement and my healthcare, all of that kind of stuff. So I love the kids. I hope I mentioned that first. I wouldn't leave. Like I would not suddenly do the Pink Crafty Cottage full time. There's not the stability because who knows. Plus, it would take away a lot of the joy because, again, I'm not in it for money. I'm really not. As I'm like, hey, doing a pop-up shop. Hey, Simple Story stuff is still available. Hey. But I'm not. I'm really not. Oh, you guys are so sweet. You're so sweet. That is my goal. Like, I want my community, I want the Pink Crafty Cottage to be a place where everyone is truly welcome. And something that really shined through in the last like couple of months and at the retreat is that there are ladies that have been with me for a long time that, I mean, they belong here and I love them. And there's new ladies coming in that are different. I don't even know how to like. It's not even gonna come out of my mouth, right? But like belong. Like I don't even know how to describe it. Like it's meant to be a place where anyone who wants to be in a safe space, wants to be able to be their authentic self, wants to be encouraged, be inspired, wants to encourage and wants to inspire and wants to connect. Like this is where you belong. 110%. It's where you belong. There's certain things that you're not going to get from this community that you can get from other communities. And that's okay. So I am not going anywhere. Y'all are stuck with me. You are stuck with me. But no, my goal is really going to be focusing on the community. And I really want to get more of my own crafting done, and that's nobody's fault but my own, and I'm making space for that. When I say I was cleaning my craft room today, I was busting butt in here, and I will continue to bust butt and get rid of stuff, organize stuff, create the space, and then create the routine in my life that I can craft more, because I want to craft and document more, and I want to share it with all of you, because that's what I said I was going to do, so I can encourage all of you and inspire all of you, not because my stuff is so perfect or anything like that, but because it's being done. I'm doing it. I'm in it. Oh, thank you, Joy. Yes, like there's and I don't expect like for anyone to be like only a part of the Pink Crafty Cottage. Um, you know, I have backed off a little of like shouting from the rooftops certain things that are happening in some other communities. But at the same time, I'm always very supportive of like other projects that other people are putting on. And, I'm doing them too sometimes. I'm doing 52 weeks of me, and I did Week in the Life, and I do December Daily, and like those aren't mine. Those are other people's. But I will provide the space and the Zooms and, the encouragement and inspiration, as well as we've created some of our own things. Are you just pacing? Oh, your Noodles and Company is here. She was just pacing, like to try and get me to like end the Zoom so I can help her with her phone call.
I'm not pacing.
I thought you were, but you pacing.
I was throwing my yogurt out.
Well, I know, but I realized you were coming. I thought you were just gonna pace.
Ow.
Have kids, they said. It'll be super great and fun.
You say that all the time.
October Daily, right? That was awesome. We didn't create October Daily. Like that is not like Pink Crafty Cottage thing. It's already out there. It already exists. But we did create some cool things, prompts and everything, and a calendar and all that stuff. And I shouldn't even say we. Let's be real. It was Jessica and Katie. And all I did was look at it and go, awesome. That's all. It was not me, people. It was not me. And that is the other thing about the Pink Crafty Cottage. If you don't already know, I'm the hostess of the house, but I am not the only one that can be on the stage or be in the spotlight. And that is really important to me too. I have opened up rooms for people. Some of those rooms have recently been vacated. Not gonna lie. I did not evict them. They chose to leave. I have had people host pop-up shops of their handmade items, and that's still available. Like it's a communal place. I may own it. I may be the hostess of it, but there's room for everybody. If you want to teach something, if you want to do that, like that's what it's for. That's what it's for. 100%. Because many of us don't necessarily want to do the whole thing either, right? You may have a desire to like, I love making this and I'd love to make this, and because I don't need to keep all of it, I'd love to offer it to others. But I don't want to suddenly open an Etsy shop or have to do an Instagram sale, because that can be like so depressing, because I don't know what it is, but not everything sells the same. There are ladies that make gorgeous junk journals that are loaded with handmade goodies and just unbelievable, and they are priced so reasonably, and they just sit there. And there's other ladies that make beautiful junk journals with way less stuff in them that go for 3 times as much, and they like sell in an instant. And again, they're both beautiful. They're both awesome. I don't know the rhyme or reason why one person sells and another person's doesn't. Like you just never know. So I get that you might not want to do all of the big things, but you might want to try a little something. And that's what the Pink Crafty Cottage is for. So thank you guys for listening to me. I felt it was really important to just share some of that, especially as I feel like the last several months I've been in this kind of, like, I feel like I've been hanging out in my chrysalis, and that eventually I'm going to emerge as a butterfly, not because I, like, am oh so special and think I'm a butterfly, but at the same time because I am so, like, bright. I could be a butterfly, but because, again, I feel like I have been very much taking a lot of things in. I have been reflecting a lot. Probably the fact, like, it probably helped that I had COVID and literally couldn't do anything for 2 weeks and was hardly on social media, Like that fed, it's like a lot of things have like fed into it, that I've been like changing how I like to dress, and really like owning how I like to dress and the jewelry that I want to wear. Like not just doing it occasionally, but like owning it and going for it. Um and using the things. One of the big things is I love cute things. I love cute things. But like I will buy all the cute things, but then like save those cute things to just use for like a certain time, feeling like I need to. And then I would maybe be using the other stuff that like everybody else had, or this girl that I was following had, and I needed to have, but it's really not me. And so I've just been really like, and I just feel like I'm going to be emerging soon. I'm glad you liked the variety of classes at the retreat. I felt it was very important to have a good balance and to keep them fairly simple and short. That's awesome. I love that. I love that. I've mentioned, but I'll just go ahead and mention again, just because I was thinking about it, I am going to do more in-person retreats. For the foreseeable future, they will happen at the Paper Doll House that's here in Illinois. And that is for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's an amazing place. It just is. It's amazing. Number two, Mary Kim, who is the owner, she makes all of the meals from scratch, and they are delicious. And it is not just like you're grabbing a bite to eat. It's a whole process in a positive way. The music goes along with the meal, and you leave your crafting space and you go sit in the dining room and you eat and you have conversation, which I saw happen at my retreat. And I'm really glad that I saw that happen, because it was very important to me to not have everybody eating at their crafting spots, like because I've been to the Paper Doll House. That was a big deal. And I saw the conversations and the laughter and the connections. And so it's really important. It also is for a while especially, it is a safe financial investment for me, because as many of you know, I had 12 ladies back out. I have 8 that have not paid. So that is a big part of why it was financially not successful for me doing the Glam Bin, because I was left holding the bag. So even if my budget wasn't perfect, my budget was much better had those ladies paid. And they did not. And I am working on that. However, Mary Kim does things differently because she got burned. She saw this happen differently. She had a woman years ago, because she's been in business for over 20 years. She had a woman who wanted to do it as the package deal, like it's a retreat. And so they're going to pay this woman X amount. And that covers their stay at the Paper Doll House, but then it also covers, the classes and the swag and the whatever else is happening. Well, she did that, and she charged these ladies an exuberant amount. And the ladies showed up, and she had dollar store, people didn't come and not pay. I was not sold out. And so the contract was that if I was not sold out and someone didn't buy your spot, you would be responsible for the whole retreat, which is how everybody does it. Everybody. The Glam Bin does it that way. Crafty Destinations does it that way with all of the retreats that she has hosted at different places. I think Create Joy Retreats does the same thing, because if I had suddenly had everybody back out, I still have a contract with the Glam Bin. I still have to pay them. So there's no other way to do it. So I have 8 ladies who only paid their deposit and each owe me $400. So that might put a little wrinkle into my budget that you wanted to criticize. Ladies, not you ladies, the other ladies. I may have not budgeted perfectly well and spent more than I should have, but I would have been fine had that happened. I wouldn't have made as much, but I would have been fine. Yes. Um, so so this lady brought like lame, noticeable, like dollar store like vase with like something in it, table decor. Like there's nothing wrong with the Dollar Tree on the one hand, but okay. She had no swag. She taught them no classes. She literally walked away with all of this cash, which again, if I had done that, I could see where someone was maybe judging me, but I did not. So she walked away with all of this cash. Well, people aren't necessarily going to only mention her name in that situation. In that situation, the paper doll house is also going to be get mixed in with that. So Mary Kim does not do that. And I love Mary Kim, and we had a conversation about it, and it was super respectful. She knows that I would not do that to her, but I am absolutely 110% A-okay with how she runs her business. And so when I did the Gather Retreat there, it was you contact her to pay your deposit for your room and board, like for your stay, and then you pay for it when you leave. And I simply charged separately a class fee. That's what she like had called it from her previous experience. So I kind of went along and just still gave it that name because I didn't really have a better name. That is like the small amount that then just covers all of the things that I'm going to give you. Which again, you know darn well, what people paid for the Gather Retreat, they got way above and beyond all of that. However, so it's a safer scenario for me for the for the next X amount of time, while I work on taking care of the other stuff that I have to do. So it's a win-win-win-win-win because then I get to focus on spoiling the ladies with the swag, the door prizes, the decor, the whatever. We eat fantastic, but I don't have to do anything with the food. And it doesn't give me this, it doesn't put me in the same, financial position that I was in with this past one. So that is what's going to happen. I already have her free dates for like the first half of the year. And I'm going to look at my school calendar just to kind of decide which ones I want to maybe offer for us to get together and craft there and have a retreat there. I'm going to avoid months where there could be snow because I know that does become an issue. It makes it very hard for people to commit if that could really change their timeline with their flying in or driving in. So I'm going to avoid those. Although I was thinking about it today, and I might put a poll in Mighty Networks only if there would be enough interest that ladies would absolutely be all in and want to do it. She does have dates in December, and it's a really fun thing to do in December, but at the same time, it turned out it is a really difficult time. And I didn't originally plan to do it in December when I did it last time. It's just what happened after the pandemic and everything. So, on the one hand, if there was enough ladies that were like all in no matter what, they wanted to do a December, kick off December with a stay there, and there was enough of us, I would be okay because it's only 45 minutes from me. But I definitely wouldn't push for it. So I might put something out there just if there's like a crazy amount of interest or something like that, but I wouldn't push for that. So yes, I am considering the weather, and I definitely won't do January. I probably won't even do February because we can get some serious snow still in February. So probably the soonest I would do anything would be like March. Not to mention I do respect the other fact that, you don't have to pay for it until you check out with her, like you leave the retreat. But if you did just happen to do the in-person or even the virtual, that was an expense. If we're coming into like the holiday season where there's lots of expenses and things like that. So to make a quick commitment and suddenly be like, I'm going to a retreat in January, that can be tricky. The other really nice thing about her policy, and it benefited me, because it happened to me. So the first time that I was going to stay there was with a group of my friend Mary, who many of you know. She's often in the Twitch. She's in Mighty Networks. She's Mary loves to craft. Mary loves paper. I have no idea now. It's totally Mary loves to scrap, I think. Oh, I don't even know, people. My brain's dying. She and I used to work together at my first teaching job. And it was her group of friends. They go a couple times a year. They go at least twice a year. Sometimes they go more to the Paper Doll House. And so she invited me to join them. And the year that I was supposed to go, I got sick. And I decided not to go because I genuinely wasn't up to even being able to enjoy it myself. Obviously, I didn't want to get anyone else sick. So I did still have to pay because no one was buying out my spot because it was very last minute. So no one was buying out my spot. So I did have to pay for my stay. However, it's then good when you want to use it in the future. So when I went the following year for their event, I was already paid for. So it is better than even the situation of, what's necessary if you don't get bought out of a lot of the other retreats is you are just out the money. So this way, like, you pay, but you still get to use it at whatever other time that you would want to. And it doesn't have to be the same people. It doesn't have to be the same retreat. It doesn't have to be anything. You could just book a weekend. Like, you could decide to go with friends. You could decide whatever. And you would be able to just go and your stay is already taken care of. So that's a really nice, benefit too, so, yeah. So that is where the next, however many will be. I have mentioned it is on my bucket list to also to do a retreat at the Whatever Craft House. That is much more manageable as far as distance as well as cost compared to the Glam Band, but it still has me a lot more exposed, possibly. So I'm going to wait a little while on that one, just because. But I know that we really had a great time in person, and I know that many of us would like to do that again, or many would like to be able to join in the future that weren't able to come. So I'm all for doing multiple when it comes to the Paper Doll House, especially because it's so much closer for me. It doesn't suddenly become, like a super long away from family event. I can leave the morning of it starting, and I get home the day that it ends. So it's literally being gone for a weekend instead of being gone for a week and a half type of a thing. So, yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else before I will let you ladies go, because I'm going to go sneak in a little bit of time with the baby kitties before I go to bed, because then they're going to be leaving us tomorrow, which is really exciting and really sad at the same time. I am getting, the car is getting fixed Thursday. The glass had to be, they order the glass directly from Mazda. Well, it's a Mazda, that's why it's directly from Mazda. The glass just arrived at the body shop today. And so I called them and scheduled an appointment for Thursday, and so it will be fixed. So thankfully, between not having a lot of places I needed to run to, and we haven't, other than the other day, we haven't had rain or anything like that. So I can drive, we can drive it if there's not rain. And then we do have another car, so it hasn't been a big deal. So yeah, that'll get fixed on Thursday. Yeah, my husband and I both got text messages at 4 a.m. to let us know that the glass had arrived. And when I called them, he was like, when I called the body shop, he was like, "Oh no, okay, so is your glass here? You know that your glass is here?" And he looked, and then he's like, "Oh," he's like, "It literally just showed up with our FedEx order this morning. It just got here." And I'm like, "Yeah, we got a text message at 4 a.m. that it was there, and he's like, oh, wow. Um, I wouldn't have, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to prove per se that it was them. I mean, I don't know what else it would have been. But like they didn't know what happened. Like they didn't know what happened. So they didn't stop or pull over or slow down or anything like that. And I mean, it just was so like crazy. I didn't like check to see what I didn't see a company name on it. I didn't get a license plate, nothing like that. Yeah, I mean, they were just gone. So it's just it's just our deductible for insurance. So, um, yes, you guys will love the paper dollhouse. It is seriously an experience. It is such an experience. Mary Kim is literally the hostess with the mostest. Like her whole thing is hospitality. I mean, when you call, she wants to talk to everyone when they register because she gets to know a little bit about you. She wants to know if you have any food preferences, if you have any food sensitivities or allergies. She wants to know what you like to drink because she likes to have things on hand. She likes to plan the meals accordingly. She is all about hospitality. She brings our dessert to our individually. She brings it around to us every night at our craft table. She will ask you what you want to drink. I was saying she went and made me a hot chai tea latte every single night in December, like after she dropped off dessert, and then would bring it to me. I mean, it's just unbelievably amazing. It's such a neat experience. He wants to know what my favorite craft supplies are. That is a loaded question. What are my favorite craft supplies? Oh my gosh, that is such a good question. I think probably my favorite, which doesn't really limit it on the one hand or narrow it, but physical product as far as like scrapbook. Oh, I am. I love physical product like collections. Um, you know, I mean, I enjoy printables, and I enjoy using them, and there's some really cute ones, and I love mixing them in, but there is still something about physical product of getting those scrapbook collections where you've got the paper and you've got, the stickers and you've got the washi. Um, I am, I haven't posted as many photos of all my stickers and stuff because I did join the Neat Sticker Club and I bought my first collection from the BFF Sticker Club. But I loved stickers as a kid. I had so many sticker books and I had tons of stickers, and I have been buying stickers a little on the side, and that is the next thing that's going to be showing, is because as much as I love the detailed, the fluffy junk journals and the fluffy 6x8 albums and all of the, and documenting, I am dying to get back to just taking cute stickers and creating cute sticker pages. I need a sticker book. Katie and I were looking at Target for the BFF Sticker Club book because there was supposed to be one at Target and I couldn't find it. I have all my stuff all set up, and I'm going to start, now that the retreat's over, I'm going to start doing all my sticker stuff. So yes, I do love stickers. I'm all about stickers. I just wasn't doing anything with stickers, and now I am. So I don't even know if that answered your question at all. Yes, Teresa and Stephanie both super duper inspire me with all their sticker stuff, and I'm all on board. I did intentionally see the post about the BFF sticker bestie for August, and I'm not letting myself sign up for August because I know that I still have too many things on my plate that I'm processing through, and I want to do it really great and be on time and all that kind of stuff. So I'm you can't do it yet. You just need to wait, and you can do it in the future. I was thinking that a sticker swap would be really fun. And I was even thinking it would be fun to do one of the one of the retreats to even have it be like a sticker retreat. Like not the other, I mean, not that you have to like be super, but like just to have some variety and, and do some different things with that. So it's not always like certain crafting, if that makes sense. Like that it could be focused on like some things with stickers. I thought that would be really cool. Um, oh, thank you, Beth. I had my nails done before I went on the retreat, and I had them done in pastel because I was gonna do them like all neon for like the whole '80s thing for the retreat. But then when I was thinking about it and to get my nails done, like my wardrobe was really much more pastel. Like all of the things that I had purchased were really pastel as opposed to like the neon. So I did pastel. They're pretty much almost ready for my nails to be redone. As I told my daughter, I'll probably be doing my own nails for a couple of times just to save on some money. So I'll probably be doing some more of my little press-ons or something. But that's okay. It's all good. I hadn't been getting my nails done for a long time, and then I just recently have done them a couple times because I really like supporting the mom and pop shop that my daughter goes to, because they, got hit pretty hard with the pandemic too. So it was like, it was a positive thing. Oh, Miss Ramona, I'm so sorry that you got kicked out. Darn Wi-Fi. Yes, we were talking about stickers and doing like a sticker swap, especially like sticker swap like in person at the next retreat. Maybe even doing like a sticker themed retreat. The Paper Doll House is a smaller venue. It holds 14 people total. Like it sleeps 14 people. And I only say smaller as factual because I could have had, with the space that I rented, I could have had 36 at the Glam Band, which the only reason I got to the point where I was like stressed about numbers is because of that financial piece when so many people hadn't paid and had backed out, et cetera, et cetera. But I really think that the size that we had, not to say anything about anyone who would have loved to have been there and couldn't, or anyone that had to leave or anything like that, but like the size was really a really great size. And I think that 36 would have been a lot. Like it really would have. And again, not that but it just was a great size. And so there again, the Paper Doll House is really a great size. Yes, Aunt Charlotte is the quilter version of all of us with her fabric and the projects that she does and the things that she does with her friends. It's super awesome. It's so cool. Yeah, washi swap is fun too. Stickers. Yes. All right, ladies. I love all of you, and tonight has been wonderful. I'm gonna call it a night. I feel the throat getting a little tired from all of my talking. I want to go snuggle those baby kitties for a few minutes before I go to bed, since they're going to probably all go to their forever homes tomorrow, and they're gonna be gone. Um, but this has been really, really fun. As far as upcoming, those of you in the virtual retreat this coming weekend, I will get to see all of you then. So there won't be, and with our anniversary on Sunday, there won't be like a Zoom craft along for people that aren't necessarily in the virtual retreat, just this particular weekend. But many of you are, so you're all going to be there anyway. So this weekend will be really fun. I will post the specific details about the Little Red House pop-up shop, just because, again, I'm excited to get some more of the products that I couldn't get, and I know that many of you would love the products as well because you didn't necessarily have the opportunity to get them. And I will post about Simple Stories being available only until those other two collections, Mix and Mingle and the Vintage Halloween, only available till Friday night at midnight, so I can place the order Saturday. So I will put all of that in Mighty Networks. Those are like those are the big things. This was a very good night, and I'm so thankful that you ladies were here and that you support me and that I can be myself with all of you. It's wonderful. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We're going to keep encouraging each other and inspiring each other and having fun and laughing together. That's what it's all about. Yes, Dan, thank you for being here. Men are more than welcome in the Pink Crafty Cottage. We just typically don't have them, so that's why I typically refer to everybody as Crafty Chicks. Those that are a little bit newer with me, the Crafty Chicks thing came up because my son, not long after I opened the Pink Crafty Cottage, got baby hens for the first time, and so that was a whole thing. And I used to say crafty babes, but that's someone else's term, and I didn't want to like start like using it once I was, so crafty chicks is my term of endearment for everyone. Oh, it's Dave. I just read, I'm blaming it on Katie. I just read Katie's and was like, oh yeah, Dan, right. But that's okay. We're all friends here, right? Right? Crafty peeps. Yes. When there's men in the room, we're crafty peeps. When there's no men around, we're crafty chicks. I like that. So you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday night. I'm going to see pretty much all of you this weekend at some point, if not lots of points, which is super awesome, and I'm super excited. And yeah, and then all the other stuff I'll be posting in my networks in case you need to see what I was talking about, since I talk really fast and I give a lot of information. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting me. You guys are just the best. Have a good rest of your night. I'll see you soon. Bye.